Howdy y'all, it's Joe here, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how the real Overwatch system, kind of works in Season 2. Of course, the Season 2 competitive Overwatch system is a lot different from the Season 1 competitive Overwatch system, and I want to talk about my little own experiences with this, and of course, I will not be telling you how the system works. You can look that up in the patch notes, you can look that up in my video saying how the Overwatch Season 2 system works, so make sure to go back if you want to see that. I'm just kind of talking about how the system works for me so far, what I've kind of figured out about it, and how your past rank seems to affect your current rank. So, first off, let's just talk about, the system in general. And in general, I'm liking it quite a bit. Of course, the big change, which is getting rid of sudden death for the most part, that's so nice. Now, I have had a few games, mainly one game, that was a little bit annoying from not having sudden death, where, my team pushed all the way to the end of the control point, and I think it was on Numbani, and then, of course, the enemy team did the same thing with the payload, pushed it all the way. Then we pushed it quite far, like 3/4 the way through, and then finally the enemy team pushed it just a little bit further, and because, the new time bank system kind of works, it made us lose, but it was such a close game, such a close match, and then we just lost that placement game, and I think we actually lost quite a bit of placement ranking off of that, so I don't know. I feel like if it's a really close game like that, you really shouldn't lose or gain way too much. Maybe you should gain a lot because, you put in a lot of time, a lot of effort to gain those points. But at the same time, if it's so close, I don't really know how that should work. But yeah, overall, I have been really liking the system. Of course, one funny thing, though, is that the first time I started to play a game, the first placement match I played, I actually got an AFK, and we instantly lost that match. Actually, it was kind of close 5v6, to be honest. Zarya was doing some work, but yeah, there is the problems of AFKs. There is the problems of, just not the best players or people that won't switch. I've had a really big problem with that, but that's just been within all the seasons. That's just mainly more of the players. And as you can see in this game, I kind of talk to my players. I say, if it's not working, maybe switch before the game starts, so then it doesn't really seem like I'm that toxic. I feel like that's probably the best thing to do. But yeah, overall, I've been really liking what's been going on so far, and just kind of been liking the season in general. So yeah, that's how the season worked. And for the second half of my placement matches, I actually found a group of 6, and we kind of carried away to a really good season placement. I lost 2 games, then I won 2 games, then I lost 2 games, and then I won all the final games. So I ended up going 6-4, and I got a decent placement. Now this was a pretty funny story. So when I did get my placement, me and my friend looked at our placements, and it seemed like we got 2,500 or 2,600, and then he got like 2,700. And we looked at the color of the placement, and it looked like we were in silver. So I was like, oh nice, we start out in silver, we're starting out the season in silver, and we're gonna have to climb from silver all the way to diamond. But it turns out that 2,600 or 2,700 is actually platinum. So I guess we're starting out the season in platinum. It was something that was a little bit confusing, as really, that does look like a silver mark, and of course, since I haven't seen the silver versus platinum versus gold versus any of the different pictures so far, I thought initially when I got platinum, I got silver, so that was a little bit weird, a little bit confusing, but yeah, I guess I started with platinum. And speaking of platinum and all these different ranks, it seems at least somewhat like your past rank does affect your current rank, as there's somebody that I know that was about rank 40, that, won about 5 to 5 games and then got placed in about rank 2000, while I was ranked 57, 58, I think, maybe 56, and I won 6 to 4, and I got ranked 2650 or something like that. So it does seem like your past rank does at least somewhat affect your current rank. Of course, your win to loss ratio in your placement matches also does matter quite a bit. But yeah, if you did not have the best rank in the past, it does seem like you're going to have a bit of a downside, for just not trying as hard in the last patch, or just not getting as good of a score in the last patch, or the last season, I should say. But it doesn't seem to be way too much. But yeah, it does seem to be at least a decent amount. So, of course, that could also be a nice thing because it just makes you want to play the game for longer. But however you take it, if you were a higher thing last patch, probably going to get a higher placement overall. I guess you could say another example of this is that I did duo queue with my friend all the way through. He was ranked 62 last season, and I was ranked 57, I'm pretty sure. And he got about 100 to 120 extra skill rank than I did when we won the same exact amount of games. We both went 6-4, and he got about 100 more rank. And we were both playing supports. I was playing Lucio, and he was playing Zenyatta, so maybe it depends on your character. Of course, it probably depends somewhat on how well you're doing in the game. If you get all golds, I feel like I was getting a decent amount of golds. Then again, I was also playing Reinhardt, and the Reinhardt where you hold shield for the majority of the game, so you don't really get that great of stats, but, whatever. It does seem, though, like it works off your stats, it works off your previous rank, and it just works off, of course, how well you did in the placement matches. So it kind of puts all those together, at least from what I've seen, which I guess is decent. It is kind of annoying, though, as if you didn't do that great in last season, it will be a little bit harder to get really good in this season. But if you get decent enough placement games, then you'll do fine. And of course, you can carry your way through the season. The season lasts quite a bit of time, and if you just put in a lot of time and effort into it, you're really going to be doing fine. Now, as far as the final thing I really want to talk about, you know, the skill ranking after you get your placement matches done, it seems a little bit weird. So, I was, of course, with my group of 6, or I guess it was a group of 5 at the time. We played a game, we lost the game finally, it was like our first loss in a while, and we lost 40 points. And it was really a stomp by the enemy team. The enemy team just completely took us out. But, you know, we lost 40 points. But then, of course, as you see in this gameplay as you're watching right now, we won, we pretty much completely stomped, and this was just with randoms online, but I only gained 15 skill ranking, even though it was a stomp in both situations. So I don't really know exactly how this is going to work. Of course, the enemy team was all platinum, and we were pretty much all platinum. I think we also had some gold, so maybe even our skill ranking was higher than the enemy team's in that case. So I'm really not sure exactly how you gain and lose skill ranking. I'm going to have to play quite a bit more to really figure this out 100%, but it does seem like right now it's just a little bit weird. And I guess it depends, of course, again, how many golds you get. I guess, of course, it does depend, again, how fast you win. So I'm guessing if you have matches that, you know, take quite a bit longer, then it'll probably give you more skill ranking. Because it was a King of the Hill, so, of course, those do just, in general, take a lot more time, even if they do get a stomp on you. So I'm guessing that's how it works. Maybe King of the Hill just makes you gain and lose more as well. I can't say exactly on that. But overall, it does seem like it's a little bit jank. It's not like you gain 50, you lose 50 every single time, which I thought it was going to be like at the beginning. I gain about 15 to 50 depending on the match, depending on how well I do, and of course depending on how long the match is, how even the match is. So it does seem a little bit more fluid than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be a little bit more static where you just automatically gain or lose an amount. But yeah, it does seem to be fluid. And as well with this, it does seem like when you get a long win streak or a long lose streak, you of course gain a lot more than your previous matches or lose a lot more. So, you know, if you have like a win streak of 10, you're just going to keep gaining a ton of skill ranking, while if you have a really big lose streak, you're going to keep losing. So I guess the best way to win technically is, you know, to get a really long win streak and then just keep the win streak, or I guess even if you just, you know, win lose, that's okay too. But yeah, in the end, I do really like this season. I like how it's going on so far. I just kind of like how it feels. Now, of course, in this season, I'm playing the season a lot more. I hope you guys are going to be playing this season a lot more. It does feel a lot more balanced. They got rid of a lot of the jank. They just made the season feel a lot better in my own opinion. And of course, having like diamond, platinum, it makes you want to play this season a lot more, as I said in the last video. So yeah, overall, I'm really loving this season. I'm hoping to play it a lot more, and I'm hoping that you guys will play it a lot more. With that said, though, tell me in the comment section below what you guys are probably planning on for the season, and how you guys have been feeling about this season, how you guys have been gaining and losing skill ranking, and of course also what your placement matches, you know, how many placement matches you won versus lost, and what skill ranking you actually got from that. I want to see, you know, how this math works, because of course I can only really know myself and maybe 1 or 2 other people, but you guys down below, you guys can tell me a lot more information than that. And then of course in the future video we can kind of just mention that so people can have a better understanding of how the placement matches work. Anyways though, thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, as always, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and do tell me what you would like me to talk about in the future. With all that said, have a wonderful day.